President Joseph Nima Kweka for submitting the National Draft Budget 2025. We want to assure the President and the Liberian people and the development partners that under our stewardship, we seek to keep the legislature calm, peaceful, and effective in doing the Liberian people's business. To demonstrate this commitment, we accelerate the budget debate, but at the same time, we give it all scrutiny, proper scrutiny, and due diligence. The national envelope submitted by the President, His Excellency Joseph Nima Kweka, is an estimate of 851.8 million. We are told that this draft instrument exceeded the 2024 final and recap budget by 15.3%, which was then 738.9 million. The draft budget accordingly captured appropriation aimed at delivering on key priorities of the arrest agenda for inclusive development, as well as addressing debt services, and other obligations of the government. The draft budget addresses key priorities of this government: the agribusiness.
So, folks, it's becoming very terrible here at the grounds of the Capitol building. As you can see, this fellow has been dangerously wounded, as you can see over here. And this is as a result of the altercation that is ongoing here. But this is Spoon and Sylvester. To the place we are still here. We are still here. Pepper spray has been released all over here. Pepper spray has been released all over here. It's been very intense.
This is how I love to welcome you to today's edition of Chaotic Capital. Our team is already there on the grounds of the Capitol. We're bringing you images right now. We'll bring you earlier recorded video clips of happenings at the Capitol this morning. But let's just jump straight into the action, because it's always been action-packed as well. So Jurassic Joe is right there on the staircase bringing us everything that is unfolding. Jurassic, kindly unmute your microphone and get with the program. Kindly unmute your microphone and get with the program as well. So folks, my name is Diamond Slanger. It's a pleasure being here this morning and talking about days. You know, Liberians are concerned. How long has this thing been going on? The impasse there at the Capitol, it started off on the 17th of October 2024, and today is the 10th of December. So if you look at the days in between, that gives us 54 days. So this thing has been lingering on, dragging on for 54 long days, making it 1 month and 24 days. So the impasse up Capitol Hill has been ongoing for a month and 24 days. So once again, you're welcome. We have our team all across the Capitol, either there within the various chambers and around the grounds of the Capitol as well. So folks, do share the program with your friends and your families. We've been relayed on several stations across Liberia, in the various counties as well, and we'll bring you all of the angles as to what is unfolding there on the grounds of the Capitol. We have videos of earlier arrivals, and one of the arrivals stood out amongst the arrivals of lawmakers, and this is it.
You see where Helmet Representative Bole. Right, so he just arrived here at the Capitol. Yeah, Chief, why you wearing helmet this morning?
No comment. No comment for now.
No comment for now. All right, so yeah.
And that is Representative Yeke Koluba, who went to Capitol Hill this time, not on board a keke like he did some months back, but rather wearing a helmet. You know, yesterday we talked about this on the program, that based on what was happening, like the injury sustained by this young man who's believed to be a bodyguard of Representative Koluba. But we'll get to all of that. Let me bring on Trokon Flama. Trokon, good morning to you. Trokon, kindly unmute your microphone, sir, and good morning to you. Trokon Flama, kindly unmute your microphone and give us the latest updates where you are currently.
Damo, thank you so much for joining us from the grounds of the Capitol building. You know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, here on Capitol Hill, there should be sessions. And today, from what happened yesterday, today, it seems extraordinary to see the arrival of both sides on the grounds of the Capitol building. Some are escorted by men, some of those lawmakers escorted with a group of men in here. Some believe that they are starvers. Some of those lawmakers who
Trokon, you muted again, so I apologize, folks. The images shown of the representative wearing the helmet, yes, that is not Representative Yeke Koluba. Rather, it's Representative Kole. Yes, so we thought to make that correction as quickly as possible. So the representative who showed wearing the helmet was that of Representative Kole. Wearing the bike helmet, you know, especially in relation to what happened yesterday. So, Trokon, you need to unmute your microphone, sir, so that we can get the audio. Sylvester Cholopole, you need to do the same. Kindly unmute your microphone. Please do so. So,
So, Damo, you hear me? Damo, are you hearing me? All right, so we are here, and as you can see, majority block lawmakers are here in confrontations with the police because the police are trying to search every people that are making our way through the building here. So all of the vehicles that will pass through this gate have to be searched by the police, and the majority block lawmakers are saying their vehicles won't be so. So as you can see, Honorable Musa Passability were in some aggressive mood with the police, trying to tell them to stay off the matter of legislative. So it's their own thing, and they are doing their own thing as police. So the police should stay off their case, and that's what he was trying to explain out here to the security folks. So as you can see, the grounds of the Capitol is trying to be more tense, like
all right, Jurasi, I have to hold you right there. Let me cross over quickly to Trokon Flama to get audio and visual from Trokon, and then we'll get back to you, Jurasi. Yes, Trokon was unfolding at the end. Trokon, are you hearing me? Trokon Flama, are you hearing me? Okay, we'll get back. Hopefully, we now bring you images from the team of the legislature, where we see members of the majority black will connect with Haji Masale, who's right there in the joint chamber. So what have you been observing since this morning?
Issues concerning the other four and we have the operation on as it relates to the substantial of the other four persons. So, calling for addition of 4 Nasarawa County, Lanare took a decision on 3 or 7 of our police, and 4 police are yet to be decided on. So again, I'm aware that Thursday of this week, there will be your findings regarding the 4 of our police. So based upon that, I want to complete.
Are you all right with both?
Please. Our father. Yeah. We can be talking when you get questions.
Those mentioned Soprat should seek to address the following key inquiries. 1. What is their legal reliance for requesting and demanding vehicle users to purchase fire extinguishers from a specific vendor, thus considering all other vendors' good fire extinguishers as invalid and not applicable? 2. What are the mechanisms put in place for people who have completed the registration process to avoid unnecessary delay in traffic? I am of a conviction that if these concerns are addressed, it will help ease the tension among citizens, especially the vehicles users. Best regards, Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative, Prevo-Sorokan District, Electoral District Number 2, Maryland County. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a reading of a communication from Honorable Williams. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, David. With the communication from our colleagues from Maryland County, what is your winning pleasure? Honorable Benson.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, fellow colleagues, I move, after carefully listening to the communication of Atlanta Police from the land of the sunshine, if I can obtain a second, that the colleague be given at least 2 minutes to expatiate on this matter, to give us more insight as to the intent of this communication, and thereafter the best remedial action can be applied.
The motion taken second, are you already approved? All those in favor say yea. in the movement with the proponent.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Richard Andokon, Honorable Deputy Speaker Thomas P. Fada, distinguished colleagues. I want to bring this to your attention. There's a situation with the Labrador National Fire Service, the Transport Ministry, and police are serving as the arm of enforcement. During the vehicle inspections, our citizens are traveling from different locations to come to town or to come to county. The police are stopping our people through the order of the fire service that the fire extinguishers in their car, they should buy it from a specific area. If you buy your fire extinguisher from a different place, the police, the Ministry of Transport, the fire service will neglect that identical fire extinguisher. That extinguisher, they are saying our people should go to buy it from a specific area. So I've witnessed this on several occasions. People call me that I have a fire extinguisher in my car, and the police are stopping me along with the fire service, along with the Ministry of Transport, and they are asking me why is it I did not buy the fire extinguisher from this other place. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, distinguished police, we want to ask your indulgence to invite the fire service to give us a legal reliance that says the Liberian should buy a fire extinguisher from a specific vendor. I want to know that law. And we should also invite the police. Why is it the police be a law enforcement entity to support such of decision coming from the fire service and the Ministry of Transport? That's one. The second issue in our conversation that has to do with our people. For example, in other countries, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, fellow colleagues, when you register your car, that car will be clearly visible to the inspectors. But in Liberia, you register your car, you get insurance, you get a fire service, extinguisher, everything. They will keep you in the traffic for almost an hour. When you get at the police, you show your document the same part. So we also want to ask for the Ministry of Transport, what mechanism are they putting in place for those who have met all of the requirements for them to have an easy passage into the traffic when they are coming to work or when they are leaving back and when they are leaving back from work. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, federal police, I crave the indulgence to invite the police director, the fire service, the Ministry of Transport to tell us their reliance for the mandate that the Liberian people should buy a fire extinguisher from a specific person, and then they should not buy it from another person for which they are refusing. Thank you very much.
All right, folks.
Thank you. To the movement.
We want to cross over to bring us up. Chukun, if you can hear us, what's the latest from the embattled speaker's end?
Diamond, good morning. Are you getting me?
Loud and clear. Just briefly bring us up to speed with what's unfolding there at the speaker Kofa's end.
I'm standing. Thank you. I'm standing right before the regular chambers of the legislature, particularly the House of Representatives, where the embattled speaker usually holds, a section along with those who are supporting him, but they are not here. They said they are in a meeting to go for session on the other side. So I can safely say that the minority bloc members on the side of the embattled speaker are meeting currently. According to them, they want to have their full swing so they can move on to the other side to go and attend session to the majority bloc. So we are waiting around to see after.
Hold on, Chukun. You said something confusing at this moment. Bring me back if I'm wrong. Relieve me of my confusion. Are you saying the members who hold session on the speaker profile are having a meeting to go and join the majority black session?
Exactly. That's what I overheard Representative Yokbo saying, along with Representative Yeke Kolba, and currently the meeting is ongoing in downstairs. I think in the office of one of the lawmakers, and they are meeting. We're going to walk back downstairs to see. They according to them, they want to have a number. They want to have a huge number so they can move on the other side and attend session. That is something that we have not seen for the entire embattled speaker, lawmakers to move on the other side to go and attend the majority block speaker. That's something we want to see whether it will happen. But they are meeting. I can say that they are meeting currently, and we are still here waiting to see what's going to happen immediately after they are meeting. Couple of lawmakers, Bendu Matale, District 2, Grand Kidman County, Yega Kolba, District 2,
I have to leave.
County.
I have to leave you right there. We do monitor their meeting, and we have all of the angles in their session.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I will be ready if the movement can make this amendment. But a clear timetable given to those committees that have been identified, and then a detailed discussion being given as to what they will be working for and how they will go about it.
To Malena Gulia, Nima County District number 2. I so accept your readiness to give 2 weeks to the committee. And in terms of what they will be working on, I think the communication is clear. And based on the communication, they will decide what to ask the ministry. Already put. All those in favor say yea, those against. Left,
We have communication. Honorable
All right, folks, we'll rejoin the majority black in their session. We'll connect with Trokon Flama as we earlier did, where he broke the news that some legislators, some representatives who do caucus with embattled Speaker Jonathan Fnati Kofa are currently engaged in a meeting. And according to Trokon Flama, they are planning on going to attend the session of the majority bloc. As to whether they will be peaceably going to attend that session or not, we will be bringing you all of the unfolding. So from our reporters within the joint chamber where the majority bloc is currently holding their session, the total number present is 41. The total number of representatives present as of the moment is 41. So we have 41 representatives present in the current session of the majority black. That was the head count conducted by Spoon Correspondence there in the joint chamber. So Haji, you have to kindly unmute your microphone and allow us do the muting and unmuting from this end so that we do get all of the best audio quality. So from around the grounds of the Capitol, we're bringing you images as well. If the number increases there in the majority black session, we will be bringing you the current numbers as we progress on with this broadcast. So Speaker Kofa and the embattled speaker has not yet conveyed his session. We've been informed by Trokon Flama, our correspondent, that some of the representatives who do caucus with the speaker, are currently engaged in a meeting. Speaking to 2 of them, they did tell him that they, after their meeting, will be going to join the session of the majority. Whether it's going to be in a disruptive manner or whether or not they'll be crossing over, we cannot speak to that as well. But the current number as of now in the majority session is 41. That's what we've counted as the Spoon Network. All right. So let me go back to the majority session. And before doing that, I want to speak with Sylvester Cholople quickly as to what the atmosphere is like outside of the chambers and on the grounds of the Capitol. So Sylvester Cholople, kindly unmute your microphone so that we can take a brief update from you and move forward with our broadcast here as well. So Sylvester, kindly unmute your microphone, please. Okay, we lost Sylvester there. The network seems to be the issue today, but we'll do our best to bring you all of what is unfolding. Trokon, what's happening outside the hall and the chambers there of the legislature?
Damon, are you there? Are you getting me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you for rejoining me here from the side of the Imbato speaker, J. Funanti Kofa. I can say to you, Damon, that the lawmakers who are on the side of the speaker, who are supporting the speaker, they just concluded a tete-a-tete meeting, and they now gone to the speaker for final approval of their action. Whether they will arrive there, they will enter the session of the majority block peaceably. I don't know, but the entire group has gone to meet with the Imbato speaker, J. Funanti Kofa. We are waiting to see whether the speaker will give the approval for those lawmakers, legislators who are supporting him to join the majority block session this morning. But I can confirm that there are plans that they wanting to go to join the majority block session this morning. But whether they are joining the session of the majority block going to be peaceful, we don't know. That's why we are hanging around, making sure to get all of the images and the information to the public. So I can say that we are in the office of the speaker, the Imbato speaker, Kofa, currently meeting with him, maybe for approval for their action or beyond that.
All right, Trokon, thank you. Let's now cross over to the session of the majority block.
Security. If I can do a second.
I've been moving, settling. Hopefully, are you all right to vote? All those in favor say nay. Next.
Communication from the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, LACE. Honorable Rachel Kuhn, Speaker, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Speaker Kuhn, reference, confirmation of receipt of funds for legislative support projects, LSP 2024. Compliments of the CC. I'm pleased to have you informed that with reference to the 2024 budgetary appropriations made for legislative support projects, LSP totaling $11,800,000, and the subsequent 2024 budget recast process that followed, the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment has received US $4,702,217 anticipated dollars. It is anticipated that this amount will commence the implementation of all proposed projects that have already been assessed. In view of the information provided above, LACE highly appreciates were you to kindly provide it with the new adjusted allocation for each member of the House, given that the initial confirmed amount of US $100,000 for each member is no longer the case. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, our technical team will be forwarding to the Office of the Deputy Speaker, Legislative Project Coordination and Oversight Office, the designs and BOQs of all projects as requested by each representative for their review recommendations, and subsequent approval in the wake of the anticipated adjusted allocation. However, individual representatives who have earlier communicated and confirmed their respective final project decisions in anticipation of the adjusted allocation under the 2024 recast budget will not be captured in our submissions to the coordination office. In the meantime, Honorable Speaker, I'm also forwarding for your attention a communication sent to Liz from the Minister of Internal Affairs requesting that the proposed 2024 legislative support project be considered for implementation on the basis of endorsement made by the respective district development councils, DDCS, across the country. Unfortunately, the communication was reviewed at a time when the proposed 2024 legislative project have already been submitted to Liz by the representatives, including the conduct of fee assessments across the 73 districts. Best regards, through the years, Honorable Julius K. Select, Executive Director.
Okay, so our communication there.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Lace. Let's cross over to Trokon Flama. Trokon, you still there? The lawmakers from the embattled speaker's end, that is still engaged in that meeting with embattled Speaker Jonathan Fanati Kofa.
Damon, the meeting is still ongoing. As you can see, we are waiting just a few meters away from the office of the embattled speaker, right here, just in front of the regular chambers of the House of Representatives. Is where I'm waiting to see the outcome of the meeting, maybe to talk to one or two of those lawmakers who are currently in this closed-door meeting with the embattled speaker, J. Fanati Kofa. But earlier on, Representative Yeke Koluba and Representative Yobo, they told me that the intent of that meeting was to have that number and go on the other side to join the majority bloc. So we are still waiting. The meeting is still ongoing, Dama.
How many of they, representatives, did enter the office to have that meeting with Speaker Kofa?
Well, they are many to admit. They are many. Maybe to just put a figure, there may be around 12 to 18 persons. One of the lawmakers, notable among them is Musa Hassan Belete, Nima County, Yeke Koluba, Frank Safoko, Jerry Yobo, Bedum Masale, Elin Atore, and so many other lawmakers that I could physically see and count.
Quick question, Trokon, before we cross over to the session of the majority bloc with the majority bloc imposed speaker, Richard Nangbekum presiding. Quick question, what's the security presence like around the grounds of the Capitol there? I know you've been there as early could be. Tell us quickly, what's the security situation there? Heightened as compared to yesterday, or less?
The security situation here has been hacking even more than even before. To even have access to this premises, to the premises of the Capitol building, you have to be fully identify your ID card, or there should be a reason for which you want to have access to this building. The Joint Security, the Liberia National Police, they are here and they can be found everywhere on the grounds of the Capitol building. I'm not seeing armed police officers yet. We are seeing them with maybe a lethal weapon, maybe the other like baton, they are handcuffed, the pepper spray and all of that. They have it, but I'm not seeing armed police officers are being speculated.
All right. Michael Chokon Flaman there is waiting patiently for us as those lawmakers have gone to have a consultative meeting with embattled Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kofa as to how they intend on attending the session of the Majority Black. Well, they've said to our reporter that today they intend on attending the session of the Majority Black. If that is going to be a peaceful attendance or it's going to be a disruptive attendance, that is the reason the Spoon Network is here to provide you all of the unfoldings. Let's cross over to the session of the Majority.
So maybe most people are submitting. Taylor also submit. Important submit also. William submit. Promo submit also.
December 9, 2024. Honorable Richard M. Coon, Speaker, House of Representatives, 55th Legislature, Capitol Hill, Morovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Speaker, I present compliments and right by Director of Madam Medra N. Sion, Chief Clerk, Honorable House of Representatives, to convey heartfelt appreciation for the leadership of the House for granting a time to tend to her health issues up to present. She asked me to inform you further that there are still challenges with respect to her health as indicated in the attached medical referral document. In view of the aforesaid, Honorable Speaker, the Chief Clerk has asked me to extend to you and the leadership fervent request for a medical leave to an extent of recovery of her health. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for your kind consideration. Sincerely, Mr. Axel D. Walker, Chief of Office Staff. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of a communication from the Office of the Chief Clerk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. So, you shall well informed. Mr. Leader, Honor Mr. Leader, I want to leave you about law. Perfect, go. Honor Mr. Leader, I want to leave you committee so that they will start doing effectively. And then the other committee will make sure everything in proper order to be on Thursday. Looking at the time, they waste a minute to go and start doing away right away. And also that job to be done in this place related to the sonar. So we need a Negroes committee, especially for the rules of order and the organization. So the legal process will start your work. We are late in everything to make sure it's totally ready to be there and prepare for the sonar. So, let me learn five, please. So, for the co-chair on the rules and order, Honorable Alex Paul from Rogi. For the chair on organization, Honorable Mary Johnson. Yeah, beautiful chair. For Samson Queer goes to Maritime Co-Chair. For Andrew Carbon, Science and Technology, I would say Peter. So we suspend the order to Thursday. So Thursday I'll make sure order. Motion for adjournment. It's undebatable.
Haji Masale, if you can hear me, we want you to kindly bring us up to speed. We've seen majority members are about to.
Yeah, so down right now, you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, so right now the session has been adjourned because all the items on the agenda have been dealt with. adjournment, and what is going to happen now thereafter is the continuation of the budget hearing. So they are moving now to the conference room, either the conference room of the deputy speaker or the conference room of the old building where usually budget hearings are held.
A pivotal question today. What's the total of attendees?
We'll be going to that end to see the budget hearing being conducted, and so actually this is the session has been adjourned.
What's the number in attendance today? How many representatives were present and answered to their names, and your own head count conducted?
So sincerely, I did not do head count, but according to the what we call stenographer, or there were 42 names recorded as present. 42. Though others may come later. I did not answer to the name. For those that were present, the answer to the name were 42.
42 answered to their names.
Certainly 42.
Okay, because there seems to be an issue with the number of spaces seen between the players. So 42 members present at the time the roll call was made, right?
Yeah, so 42 at the time the roll call was done.
Okay. So where next?
So like I said, they also continue to do its work with
Haji. Okay, we seem to lose Haji. Haji Masale, are you?
Yeah, so sorry.
The continuation of the budget hearing.
Yeah, so it's a continuation of the budget hearing. So right now, the lawmakers who are responsible to work on the budget will be leaving for either the deputy speaker's office or the conference room where usually the budget hearings are held. Damon.
Okay. And what agencies of government are scheduled for today?
So the itinerary have been released ever since, but unfortunately I do not have it handy because of my position. But apparently you are in studio, you can just flip through and you get the itinerary of the entire budget hearing. But yesterday it was the Ministry of Finance and LRA, and today it will continue with all of spending entities.
Okay, so keep us posted where you are, Haji. Just posted. Let's go back to Chokunflama. So Haji Masale is there for us covering this session of the Majority Black. They've adjourned session for today, having exhausted all of the items on their agenda for today. We rejoin Chokunflama, who's covering the end of the embattled Speaker Jonathan Fanati Kofa. Well, the Majority Black imposed Speaker Richard Kuhn has been receiving communications from government agencies and institutions, including staffers of the House of Representatives, addressing him as Speaker Kuhn. Well, let's go over to Chokunflama. Chokon, any development from the meeting, or the meeting is still ongoing?
Diamond, the meeting is still ongoing, and you just saw that the Majority Bloc has adjourned, so we don't know. The meeting is still ongoing. The meeting earlier on, Representative Yaga Kolwa has insisted that they should go for the session of the Majority Bloc, but the other people said that there was a need for them to meet and hang head with the embattled speaker before going, but unfortunately for them, their meeting is still and the Majority Bloc has adjourned.
Okay, Chokon, thank you. Keep posted right there. We want to connect with our guys covering the grounds of the Capitol to bring us images from outside the building as well. Chokon is giving us one angle, but that is from the end of the battle, the Speaker Jonathan Kofa. So to go over the itinerary, as released by the House of Representatives Press Bureau for the budget hearing. So on the 9th, which was yesterday, the Liberia Maritime Authority, the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, the National Port Authority were highlighted to attend their budget hearing. We provided for you the opening ceremony of the budget hearing being conducted by the Majority Bloc, and it was headed by the Majority Bloc's own chairperson on Ways, Means, and Finance, Representative P. Mark Jury. The Majority Bloc's imposed Speaker Richard Nangbe-Kun also did give an opening statement and declared the budget hearings opened. Well, on today, the 10th, you have the Liberia Petroleum Refining Corporation, the LPRC, the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, and NAFA, slated for this morning. And then there's a lunch break. And after the lunch, we have the Forestry Development Authority, the FDA, the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA, and that concludes the budget hearings for today. So today on the agenda, you have the Liberia Petroleum Refining Corporation, LPRC, you have the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA, and you have the Forestry Development Authority, the FDA, and the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA, highlighted to attend budget hearings today. Let's cross over to Haji Masale. Haji, we see you in an area where there's a lot of renovation works ongoing. Where exactly are you there?
So this is the meat chamber. This is where sessions used to be held from the day the Capitol, building was constructed up to the time the new building, the Chinese building, was constructed, where the members of the House of Representatives moved to that side because this was, this chamber needed to be given a facelift. But you can see here, sufficient work is, is being carried on here. So on tour of this, of this work, is the newly appointed committee chair, Mary Johnson from Grand Jida County, on modernization. That committee was headed previously by
is the modernization not headed by Representative Priscilla Cooper?
Precisely. So so a new chairperson was appointed today, Mary Johnson from Grand Jida County. So she's taking a tour, and she did with the joint chamber where the president is going to be addressing the nation in January. For this tour now, I know the members, the entire members here on this tour. We have the speaker of the Majority Bloc. Then we have the Rules and Order chair. We have the chair on modernization. So that's what is going on right now.
We also did hear the Majority Bloc's imposed a speaker, Representative Kun, also announcing other appointments to committees. Which other committees did get appointments today?
Yes, certainly. So, like I mentioned about the Committee on Modernization, Mary Johnson, you can see her just in the camera already. She was just appointed as chair. Then you have other co-chairs of various committees that were also appointed, like the man who is in the video to have allegedly punched Representative Yeka Koluba. He was appointed on the committee. He was appointed as co-chair of the Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration. Representative Alexander Paul.
Okay, Alexander Paul, and he too is from which county?
From Riverchi.
Okay, and he's now been appointed co-chair on Rules, Order, and Administration by the Majority Bloc Speaker Richard Kun.
Yeah, so he's appointed as co-chair on Rules, Order, and Administration. It's one of the powerful committees because that committee does employment of central administration.
A minute, Haji, and cross over to Trokon quickly. I'll get back to you. Trokon Flama, what's happening? Trokon. Trokon, are you there?
Listen. So what are you, Representative Frank Safoko? Welcome. Yesterday you weren't here and the action was taking place. There were a lot of people who were saying that they can. Where were you?
Yeah, I know. I said thank you to everybody for their concerns. And I mean,
okay, we lost video from Trokon, but we're trying to get that. Trokon, kindly unmute your microphone. Please do that for us.
but I mean, there was no problem. I stand on the side of the law. I think what is happening there is not right, and I want to encourage the executive to do the right thing. And I also want to say to all Liberians to remain kind, remain peaceful. Things will get better. But where we are now, we are on the side of the law, and I mean, there is no need for violence. I'm asking all of my police, nobody should get involved with violence. And let us approach the issue professionally, diplomatically, and peacefully. Liberia has gone through a whole lot. Our citizens don't deserve this. Speaker Kofa remains the speaker. We stand on the side of the law, and that is peaceful. To remove Speaker Kofa, you should have 49. And once you have the 49, you come to section, you can remove him. But removing a speaker in this form and minor, what kind of message are you sending to our partners? What kind of message are you sending to the people that you are even going to ask to come and help us as Liberians? Our international partners are not happy about this, the form and manner in which people conducting themselves on Capitol Hill. But I want to say to Liberians, we are very sorry for the way things are going on Capitol Hill. But we can promise you that everything will get better. You don't need to get into violence. Violence is not the best way out. Fighting is not the best way out. We won't show a good example. Having police on Capitol Hill is not a good thing. Other parliaments around the world, when there are issues in section, your lawmakers go in section and they confront each other, solve their differences, and they move on. But sending additional forces coming, to be hitting on lawmakers, hurting lawmakers, fighting them, hurting, spoiling their offices, I think this is wrong. And Gregory Como is a brother, but under his leadership as the police director, I expect him to be telling the president what to do, the best thing to do in keeping with his security advice. But what is happening is totally wrong, and I will not stand on the side of violence. I will never be involved with violence. But the best thing I will always do to come to section, come here and work and do the right thing. So the Supreme Court said, in keeping with Article 39, Article 33 and Article 49, those guys, the speakership election that was being held was notified. And the Supreme Court has done what it's supposed to do. They cannot do more than what they did. Whatever they said there was very clear. It was interpreted clearly. So there is nothing much to fret about. The fact that the court has spoken, no need to fret. The reason we're having tussle the other time is everybody felt that they were right doing their own thing. Okay, but none of
the majority blacks speaker Richard Kun Haji, you have to unmute for me, please. Allow me to do the muting from this end. Just
to some of the intellectual centers, and I hope to go through all the length and breadth of my district to give the people update on my decision on Capitol Hill and whatever is supposed to be.
Why are you here in the chambers when you don't have the number to?
They told you the minority shall come together, and if there is no quorum, they will adjourn and come back the next day. You know what the law says?
So in recent times, you have not been coming here.
Yeah, because there were discussions going between, amongst us. There was some conversation, there was some negotiation, but there is one thing we think the speaker will not do. The speaker will not resign. There is one thing we think the speaker will not do. The speaker will not walk out of the office. If the president thinks it's the best thing to come and raid the speaker out of the office, or if the guys think they can come and raid the people out of the reason the president named in today is because I'm seeing the police here, and I'm also seeing members of the executives coming to give credence to these guys. But I think it is not good for our democracy. Mr. President, we beg you. The executive members, what is happening is not a good example. This thing going to affect our country, and it's going to affect our country badly. And affecting our country doesn't have to be with war. It doesn't have to be people brutalizing each other. But people from out there will not be able to trust our country, our government to do business because they believe that our government does not respect the law. Imagine the president should be doing the State of the Nation address in January, having 30 men one-sided and expressing their dissatisfaction does not send a good signal to the world. So, I mean, it's an appeal. And my appeal is not because I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not scared of anything. But my appeal here is for us to respect the laws of our country. Law be the law, and let the law be respected. If the speaker was not on the side of the law, I would have told the speaker to do the right thing. But I believe in my mind that the speaker is doing the right thing. This is why, when it happened, the speaker reached out to the Supreme Court. He did not take policies. He did not ask for police to come and fight. He did not send policemen. Look, we all here, we have people in our districts. We have our supporters. We could come here with our supporters to do the same thing those guys are doing. But we think it's not the right thing. So we will do the honorable thing to always abide by the laws of this country, and we'll do the needful. But one thing we can assure the world, the speaker will never resign.
Thank you. Friends are focused on District 9, Montreal County, in side. What's been happening? So the guys are here, they are in section, they have come to section. What do we have the number on?
Yeah, I will hold you there for a minute and cross over to Haji. Haji, kindly unmute your microphone. We need updates from you as to what's unfolding there at the end, the wing of the Majority Black. We need your audio, so kindly unmute the microphone for us so that we can get audio quality and the audio content of what's unfolding. We do see representatives entering the office of Deputy Speaker Thomas P. Fala. Whether or not those government agencies that are on the schedule for today's budget hearing have already arrived, and hence they're going to continue the budget hearings there in the office or the conference room of Deputy Speaker Thomas P. Fala. Today, those agents are slated to attend budget hearing include the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, the LPRC, the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA. Then you have the Forestry Development Authority, the FDA, and the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the LPRA. Those four institutions or agencies are to attend budget hearing today. So Haji, please unmute your microphone for us. Please do that so that we can know what's happening at your end. Kindly unmute your microphone for us, Haji. We're not getting the audio. Please do that so that we can get the audio. We bring on Trokon Flamana, who's in the chamber of the Minority Black, headed by embattled Speaker Jeffrey.
Now, all of us were defending the president, and the president is not part of this process because we thought the president was even looking at the international standard of the legislative proceeding, where many times these things happen. At a certain level that you feel that the country is being derailed, the country is getting to a strange land, there is the prerogative of the president to get involved. Now, this is where I'm disappointed. This is where I'm disappointed in the government. You went to the court, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of our justice in the country. The Supreme Court ruled that everything that was done, it was unconstitutional. Oh, you want to say that they men are rule for it when you embezzle, you don't know that they men stole. So the Supreme Court, everything that you did there was unconstitutional, or they were beyond your power. This same
Haji Masale, quick updates. What's going on at your end, sir?
So, Diamond, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
So, we are witnessing the arrival of members from the executive branch, specifically for the Ministry of Finance, and they just arrived and they are being received by the Deputy Speaker and the Speaker of the Majority Bloc. Representative Thomas Fala, and of course, the Speaker of the Majority Black, Richard Kuhn, the Deputy Minister for Budget at the Ministry of Finance, and other persons just arrived here. For what? This is why we are here. But as you see the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala and the Speaker of the Majority Bloc, Honorable Richard Kuhn, are working, and they earlier on received the Deputy Minister for Budget and Ministry of Finance and one other person from the executive, and they are here marching now. Take down, bro. Take down. So you see, the Deputy Minister, the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Fala, is dressing all white, and as he goes on, he's saluting people that started up here in Bo, and the Deputy Speaker. And of course,
Okay, so we wrote this his action, and that is due to the internet as well. So let's see who's at this end. Nelson Collet. So Nelson, good morning to you. What's unfolding at your end?
So Speaker Kuhn, following the inspection in the old chambers, is now disembarking facility here at the grounds of the legislature. Liberians have gathered in a very huge number, new security presence. The escort vehicle, the lead vehicle to get going before the speaker starts. Yesterday, there was something very interesting. Liberians saw Speaker Kuhn arriving on the premises of the legislature here in a GMC Land Cruiser. Today, the vehicle that was at the lead vehicle is now what's carrying the speaker. The atmosphere is very charged here as Liberians across the country have gathered here to witness this very important engagement. Another successful day on the grounds of the legislature. So many Liberians are getting to a point to conclude now that this is just the end, that the majority bloc is now winning this fight. Initially, when the majority bloc, the speaker from the majority bloc, Speaker Kuhn, decided to go along with the deputy speaker to inspect the chambers, the old chambers, there were speculations. There were doubts that he would not have had access to that facility, given the tension here. But everything has proven to be just the contrary. We are now moving to Speaker Kofa's wing. All right, so there's a little bit of tension building up here. You see a female in some confrontation with some of the folks here on the grounds of the legislature, and some of the supporters of Speaker Kofa are here. You can see the disappointment in the faces of the folks following what just transpired. Let's give you a view of the Speaker Kofa's wing of the legislature here. You have vehicles still parked here. The atmosphere here is different today following what transpired. And of course, you see the lone police vehicle in the convoy of Speaker Kofa still here. The speaker's vehicle parked at the
Because
end at the back. Diamond, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Just a quick question. We do see embattled Speaker J. Fonati Kofa's motorcade has still got the police pickup, and he still got security details as assigned to the Speaker of the legislature. Did you see any extra security details or police escort for the majority blacks Speaker Richard King?
No, not at all, Diamond. Like we reported yesterday, the speaker's security detail, given what we are seeing now to what we saw in time past, have reduced significantly. There's just a lone police vehicle, like you see right before us here.
So whatsoever we their bosses are engaged with, they should be fleeing from using advantage and insulting others, which had a propensity to bring chaos. Our staffers should remain calm in the process, and I want to caution all of our staffers, especially from my office, that nobody should engage in insulting any of the leaders on the other side. We are one body, and whatsoever we have as differences, we be settled. We have made a decision. The decision has been reached. We took a decision to remove Fonati, and we have been removed. Whatsoever that is happening is explained to you. And we can tell you that we are not here for confusion. We will ensure that we will give the Nigerian people vote as it depends on us to represent them everywhere. This identical issue will not generate into any chaos that will involve other electorates in this country. We are very much meticulous and will be cautious in handling the affairs to ensure that we give peace and stability to our nation. Thank you very much.
So at this point, Honorable Kofa, does Fonati have the right to resign at this time, or he's already been removed, so there's no need for him to resign?
The man is not in a position. So what resign? I don't know. So it be my imagination to say you want to resign. What can you recommend to him now? My recommendation is you should abide by the rules of the majority, because you were elected by the majority. And today the majority have gone away from him. So we want to encourage you to join us as a representative of Grand Trunk County so that we all can see how better we build a nation.
My name is Christopher Besner. There are three people in the entire saga. You have the quote-unquote majority block, and the Liberian people block.
How you doing? Been silent in the whole process. What?
I've been silent?
Yeah.
No, I've not been silent.
You've been too silent.
I've been, most of the guys, you know that I've been one of the lead ones in the background, coordinating a lot of the things that have been happening. So social media. We have not even engaged social media. If you ask most of my colleagues here, you'll see, they'll tell you, I've been behind the scenes, most of the strategic work that you see that's been happening with the results you've been seeing. Those that do some of those work, you don't always see them on the or in front of you guys talking.
How's the Nimakane legislative caucus?
We're doing well. We know we're bereaved right now, so we cannot talk a lot. But let me tell you this: at the end of the day, when you see certain people behind the speaker, you should understand where we are. This president said he has an arrest agenda. The arrest agenda, the arrow in that arrest agenda, one of the arrow, saying for what? We are standing on the rule of law. I will say this to you. There is no way Speaker Kofa will resign. At the end of the day, we'll solve this problem the legal way. The international community has said already that they're skeptical to support this budget. They're saying that you have a $9 billion budget. Where do you think you get the money from? That international community is depending on. The work we've been doing in the background, that's why you see where we are today. Where we are today is that the international community is watching. The president is playing games with the Liberian people. He has to be clear with where he stands. Some of us are where we stand. So, you know me. We are ready to fire, I'll fire as the speaker. We're ready to fire, I'll fire as the president. So, for our playing strategic role, that's why we can't talk plenty on the media. Because we start talking about strategy, and then somebody else will say, oh, so that what you're playing. So get talk plenty.
So for how long?
Haji Masale, we do see a gentleman being accompanied by police officers dressed in riot gear. What's unfolding there, sir? Haji? So we remain in this particular camera to see what's unfolding here until we can get Haji Masale. Earlier you listened to the episode. Few officers with the party and he has said he remains silent, not silent from working making sure Haji, what is going on at your end, sir?
Come here. Hello.
So, Daman, you listening to me?
Loud and clear, Haji. What's going on at your end? We do see a gentleman being accompanied by police officers. What's going on?
Daman, can you hear me?
Yes, Haji, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. Haji? Lost audio communication. Haji Masale working on that to bring us up to speed. Remember, 4 agencies and governments are here today before budget hearing of majority black. You see the LPRC, the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, also today is the Liberia Environmental Authority and the Forestry Development Authority as well. So let's see if we connect with Haji to bring us up to speed from his end, whether representatives from these or agencies themselves. Haji, can you hear us?
Where in this world have you seen police in Capitol buildings invading the premises of the offices of lawmakers? Where police brutality and lawmakers, they got to stop. But again, this is the kind of government we elected. People were saying the president, 2 years of experience in governance. He could have been one of the best persons to stabilize and maybe help this country. But from the experience of former President Johnson Sirleaf, I know that age doesn't do anything. It's just number. It doesn't come with wisdom, and that's what we're seeing. The age of the president comes with no wisdom. He should have been the one to stabilize what's happening, gotten involved, knowing that the campaign on the matter of rescue, one of their pillars talks about transparency, accountability. Here we are, rule of law. Here we are. The Supreme Court has ruled that everything the so-called anti-Cuba blocks did was illegal. The Supreme Court went on to define who is a presiding officer, and they said this is the presiding officer. And said everything you did should be done again because you never did it right. Go back. Up to today, the executive is still supporting them. The fact that you see the ministers are coming under the protection, protected by the police to harm us, to hurt us, so that they can have budget hearing. It's illegal. But again, this is the country we have. Liberians don't care. It's in their favor, maybe because they're the party, so they don't want to talk about it. But they are not looking at the bigger picture. What happened yesterday was unfortunate. A lawmaker was prevented from entering into a place that they said they were having a budget hearing. This is about this country, it's not about individual.
Would there be any action taken
We RG is back. What's really at the end? What's the latest update? RG.
Tamon, I cannot hear you, and I don't know whether you are hearing me, but I cannot hear you. So to even respond to question or to even comment, it's difficult for me.
Okay, RG. I can hear you, so just go ahead and update us, please.
Okay, if you are hearing me, so right now what is going on is a budget hearing. That's a continuation of budget hearing. We just listed the entities that are appearing today. So you just witness another guest being escorted to the hearing. After that, there will be a break. Then the budget hearing will continue from here. So the hearing is being conducted in the office of the Deputy Speaker's conference room.
So who are those? We know that the LPRC and the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA, are shared.
So, President, I cannot identify clearly who are the guests that are appearing at the moment because I've not had access to the budget hearing. So I cannot tell clearly as to who are the guests.
Okay, so who are the representatives from the majority black in that particular hearing at the moment?
We are the ones that were being considered, as examples.
So this hearing is squarely conducted by the chairman on Ways, Means, Finance, and Development Planning, P. Majue from Meriden County. The co-chair is there, and all other representatives that are representing the federal counties. Like I told you in budget, on the budget committee, every county is represented at the level of the budget committee. So all the representatives involved or representing their federal counties on the budget committee are all present and at the hearing.
Police presence, Haji, the presence of police guarding the door. Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, so the police presence you are seeing is to continue the security of this place because there's still a potential threat of violence from people purporting to be supporter of Honorable Fonati Kofa or so. So they are still lingering and they are still posing threat to the hearing. That's why you will continue to see the police officer being patrolled or standing before the door that you see in the background. But the officer you see sitting is the legislative officer. Yeah.
Okay, Haji, we'll reconnect with you. Let's get you images from outside the building on the grounds of the Capitol. We now bring in Nelson Colette. Nelson, you observing the scene outside the building on the grounds of the Capitol. What's unfolding there, sir?
Yeah, so then a couple of minutes ago, I saw the arrival of some officials from the Liberia Revenue Authority. They entered the premises here with being guarded heavily by officers of the Liberia National Police, and they were able to successfully make their way in. And then I also saw some vehicles entering with the official government plate on it, maybe indicating that some of those people are officials of government who were entering to, which I did not follow up on. But again, Diamond, at the moment, following the departure of Speaker Richard Nangwe-Kun, the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, what you see here now, what I've observed on the grounds here is some confrontation between supporters of the two blocks. Some of the folks from some of the staffers or Liberians here who are in support of the majority bloc going into heated argument, insulting the folks from the opposite, let's say from the opposing blocks and stuff like that. So this is what it's been like here. Everything is still the same. There's huge presence of the security moving from one end to another. We were at the entrance just a while ago when I noticed that the screening process is still ongoing. The people trying to enter here, let's say folks trying to have access to this facility, are still being screened. Whether you're in a vehicle or not, you're being asked to show your identification or either disembark the vehicle. If you have other people in the vehicle, maybe if the vehicle is the windshield is tinted, those in the vehicle will have to disembark and then get the identification, walk in, while only the driver will be allowed to enter driving in that particular vehicle. So the process is still on. And yes, at the speaker's wing, Speaker Funati Kofa, you have a lot of his supporters here as well. Pocket conversations going on. But everyone is trying to do everything in a way that doesn't bring about some sort of violence, because everyone is aware that the security presence here is huge. And as you know, Diamond, the Central Police Station, the headquarters of the Liberia National Police, is just right next door. Like we saw here yesterday, once the atmosphere got a bit tense, we saw a backup coming from the Liberia National Police pickups, with good number of Liberia National Police officers on board, and they were able to get here. So based on what we've seen for the past days, everyone on ground is, the folks here are trying to be as careful as they can. The confrontation at the moment is merely between supporters of the two blocks.
In terms of presence, you mentioned that there is intensive screening ongoing at the major entrances there to the Capitol building. What about confrontation you talked about?
So I
Was
think
it just
few of you guys
verbal, or it resulted into a physical altercation as well?
Diamond, there's another audio coming in, so I'm not getting your question well.
Okay, my question is, aside the verbal confrontation between supporters from both sides, any other stuff?
Well, the way Boga wants it to be, that's how it will be. The way Boga wants.
Yeah, so yes, I did see scuffle between supporters. Like I stated, the scuffle has been between supporters of the two blocks. That's what we've seen here. It hasn't been. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, folks, Okay, let's go to the chamber of the embattled the Choco Farmer to bring us images.
I'm actually going to be presiding because we're getting the impeachment bill of Joseph Boakai that we presented before us again. So we will be discussing that with the speaker. When it comes to that discussion, I'm going to preside as the presiding officer to place on our agenda the impeachment.
Has it reached the point of impeaching the president?
No, we have been working on this for long.
Yesterday we saw a physical assault from one of your police.
I will speak to the press after.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for rejoining us for the regular chambers of the House of Representatives. Damo, this is the regular chamber. As the speaker, James Kufa, lawmakers they are waiting the embattled speaker so they can gather whether they will have the number today to fill a quorum to conduct regular activities. We don't know, but the purpose for their gathering is to uphold their own rule that say that they should gather, the minority should gather here every session day so that they can be able to see whether they can get quorum. If they don't have quorum, they will join. So this is what they're trying to do. They are saying that they are going in another executive meeting. We should give them few times. So we're going to wait around them.
Okay, so previously, some of these representatives from the embattled speakers and said they were in a meeting to attend the session of the Majority Black. The Majority Black have joined their session for today, having exhausted all of the items on the agenda. There is currently budget hearings ongoing. Today you have the Liberia Petroleum Refining Corporation, the LPRC, the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA. You also do have the Forestry Development Authority, the FDA, and the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA, slated to appear today for budget hearing. Let's connect now with Nelson Cole, who's on the grounds of the Capitol, bringing us views from all of the major exits and entry points there on the seat of Liberia's legislature. But before we do that, let's bring you earlier recorded videos of arrivals today on the grounds of the Capitol.
You see where helmet here, Representative Bole. All right, so he just arrived here at the Capitol. Yeah, Chief, why are you wearing helmet this morning? No comment. No comment for now. No comment for now. All right, so yeah.
The police just now I think you can talk to them right now. They are here. Come on, out of the fence. Yeah, I think you can talk to any of them. Here's the commander. So, one person has been arrested.
Because Joseph Boakai does not want to be president. Why? Because of the arrangement that's happening. Now we are having, we are playing fun here. We are having serious crisis in the country. Today, if anyone from the international community wants to address the House, they will address the House to the Speaker. However, ministers of the president are appearing before a group to discuss the national case that should be discussed based on the law. Then you are here, you are asking questions. I'm saying we are going to get to the point where we ask for an interim arrangement. The entire country, the entire government. If there is no law and order, if the judiciary will speak and will not respect the judiciary, there's no need for judiciary. If the executive will decide to disregard the judiciary, there's no need. So I'm saying to you, we'll be calling shortly for an interim arrangement.
You can have a quorum there. How will you call for interim arrangement?
So there'll be chaotic. This place is going to get. Hello, quote me. This place is going to get more fiery tomorrow.
Are you sure?
No, I just spoken English. I come from Nikutown. I don't mix my words. This place is going to get more fiery tomorrow. It's going to get even worse on Wednesday and on Thursday. The Labrador can give me a break. You are sweating now as journalists. You should be sitting now in session, or you should be sitting now in the budget hearing process. Are you sitting there? No. Is this normal?
Other police are there.
The fact that it is not normal.
Other police are there.
Guys,
that's not a problem.
Unless you want to be sarcastic and provocative, I'm going to cut the interview. If you want the librarian to know what is going on here, ask serious questions. I'm telling you.
One of the serious question is you don't normally reach quorum and you talk about calling for.
Do you know the Constitution?
You have to tell.
The last time I checked, you don't know. No, go and read. What's the way forward? You are going stupid now, so you can come to yourself. Go on. This is a serious issue we are talking about. Hello. The budget is not being discussed. It's the same kangaroo process. This is a democracy. There are processes that will be next. You will see what will be next.
We see, but the speaker mentioned transition in his post there.
Speak to the speaker on that matter. Speak to the speaker on that matter.
Can you
speak to the speaker on that matter?
Where exactly is the speaker right now?
You can ask him his number. I can give you his number.
Why can't you tell us?
I just told you, you know his number. The speaker is running business of the state. He has a couple of meetings ongoing.
From where is he running the state?
From your father's house. So there are people who can be respectful when you are a journalist and you're not respectful. Then you will see.
Ask a question, you can make cheeks.
I'm not going to check. He is going to stay from your father's house.
You said that.
Where is going to stay from your father's house? So guys,
he has taken.
Yeah, because he misbehaved. You show your full of make out taking a break.
So that's what happening to this is happening to Sylvester here. This is happening to Sylvester Chopper of Spoon FM. This is happening to Sylvester Chopper. Sylvester! This is happening to Sylvester Chopper of Spoon FM. This is happening to Sylvester. I started asking, he said the speaker is running the affairs of the state. Where is he running the affairs of the state? He said from the firehouse. From when some of his supporters had to jump on me. A simple question. Of course, his record is there.
They attack you according to him.
But you saw how they just told me that. But I'm doing my work, so I don't have a problem with that. So what's the next step? I don't have any next step. I'm doing my work as a professional journalist. I'm still here, and of course, I'm still on the ground doing my work as a professional journalist. If I ask a question to a politician or lawmaker, if it doesn't go well with the person, anything he wants to do, of course, the law is here. But the question I asked, it was not biased. Justice Tuba said, the quote-unquote speaker, the speaker, Jeff Nkuba, is running the public wants to know where is he running the affairs of the state. That was the simple question I asked. He said, go to your father's house, go to your boss's house. And I don't live with my boss. Of course, I don't live with my boss. All right? I work at an institution. My institution said.
How do you see it? Do you see it as an attack on the media?
Well, everyone is seeing it, so I don't know. We can define their action, but. So these are some of the challenges we as journalists face in our quest to bring you the information. And sometimes, I don't want to sound over the edge, but sometimes people want you to even go beyond risking your life to bring them the information. Well, we too are humans, and some of the questions you ask are provoking questions. You should know your subject as well. The speaker is said to be running the affairs of the country. It's a fair question. Where is he running the affairs of the country from? If the speaker is an elected official of government and Liberians are concerned if he's not going to his Capitol building office, where then is he running the affairs of the legislature?
the representative, you could see, was clearly agitated, not because of the question that Cholo Plate asked him, but because of the fact that matters were not going against, going their way yesterday, and that was transferred aggression. What would they have done if they had harmed Cholo Plate? All they would have said was, oh, sorry, it was a political thing. So as a journalist as well, you should know your subject. You should observe, your subject as well. And if your question is irritating that subject, it's only fair that you back off too. Because the question wasn't wrong. You saw that the subject was clearly agitated. You asked him the question once, he gave you a cheek. You asked him the question a second time, he gave you a cheek. It was a fair question. But again, for your own safety, sometimes you have to know when to back down. Thankfully, Cholo Plate is well. We do not want these engagements. This is the third time in a space of 3 weeks that a journalist or a reporter from the Spoon Network, was attacked. We have overzealous talk-like bodyguards who will want to do anything to please their bosses. You saw other journalists standing around recording and had the audacity to ask Cholo Plate questions afterward, and they didn't intervene. So for your own safety, this is not just for Cholo Plate, but every other journalist out there as well. Your safety is important. Know your subject, know your terrain, know the people you're dealing with, and ask provoking questions. But if it goes under the skin and you see the reaction and the response is not favorable, you already got what you wanted. You got the reaction. That is what you want. Back off, my people. Yeah. Look, to be honest, I would say that anybody from the PUR can write me up. There is a template already there that they will just change the name of the previous person and put your name and say, oh, we condemn the violence against the journalists. We call for investigation. We call for the prosecution of those, are responsible. And most of the time, these things go unpunished. And you'll be living with the scar and all of these things. So terrain management, that's the key word. Terrain management, that's the key word. Know your subject as well. Let's bring back, and we do condemn the attack on Sylvester Cholo Plate, though. We condemn it with all of our fiber. But again, you have to take your own safety into consideration. Let's bring on Nelson Collet, who's observing the grounds of the Capitol as well. Let's bring on Nelson Collet. Nelson, quiet there on the grounds of the Capitol.
Yes, I can safely say that quiet is here on the grounds of the Capitol, Diamond. Everything is calm now. Though there is still security presence, but the ground is still a bit crowded. And what you see now is that folks are just doing their regular thing, having the pocket conversations. Now, I went earlier at the back, the UL side of the Capitol building entrance, the side facing the University of Liberia, and what I noticed is that entrance is still blocked. If you went there, you notice that the Liberia National Police pulled out some checkpoint. The checkpoint is basically just to make sure that nobody uses that particular facility, that entrance. And then at the back, yes, you still have a lot of other police officers assigned there. Folks are using that end. And then the main entrance facing the executive mansion is what vehicles and a lot of folks are using now. So all other persons wanting to enter this facility now, it's been asked to use the main entrance facing the executive mansion. So that's what it is. But on the flip side, the hearing is still ongoing in there. Liberia Revenue Authority has a representative there as well. Ministry of Finance, we understand those two entities have to be there consistently with respect to the revenue component, since they control that and that of the fiscal policy of the country. Other than that, everything is calm here. Some of the supporters of Speaker Kofa still before his office. Yes. And we're just observing. But right now it's calm, Diamond. There's no confrontation. Liberia National Police is just providing the necessary protection for officials of government who are coming here on the grounds of the legislature, especially for the sake of the hearing here today. And then why this is going on, we've been told that any moment from now, the Senate will start will kickstart her own session. On the other end, you know that they didn't have a session. You know, on that was on Thursday. Due to the situation with the passing of Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson, you know, activities there at the level of the Liberian Senate have been more about paying tribute, you know, going back on the memories of Senator Prince Johnson and all of that. So yeah, but we're told that they will be starting their own activity very shortly. So that's what we're looking forward to now. And as you are aware, Diamond, the session here by the Majority Black was a very short one today. You know, something around 30 minutes, and they were done. You know, contrary to what we've seen in the past time, where the sessions will go over an hour or pretty close to 2 hours, but it was a very short one today. So yes, we're still here on the grounds of the legislature. You know, to just capture what the activities are.
Okay. All right, Nelson Colette, before I let go of you to bring in another angle, is there a buffer zone in terms of the walkway around the Capitol? You know, I'm not talking about within the fence, but outside. You showed us an angle, like those who making use of the walkway, the sidewalk. Are they being inspected by the police, or they are being rerouted?
They are being rerouted. Yes, there's a buffer zone at one end, and that end happens to be the entrance facing the University of Liberia. That's where the buffer zone is, and folks there are being rerouted to the main entrance here facing the executive mansion. But the back of the facility here that is for pedestrian, meant for pedestrian, is still being used. And but the only thing there is that they're being inspected. You know, folks will have to be inspected by the Liberian National Police. Make sure that you are identified properly before making use of the facility. And but aside from that, everything is going there good. The Liberian National Police is more or less resting now. As you can see at the far end there, the guys are sitting, and the security here at the grounds of the legislature are now more or less doing their usual work, while the Liberian National Police is just on grounds just to provide support in case of any tension or whatever. But at the moment, it's calm.
Okay, calm as it is. Big contrast to yesterday. Nelson will keep you in queue. I will now bring on Sylvester Choloplay, and he'll give us more updates before going there, heading to the Senate that resumes session after temporary suspending their session and their activities due to the passing of one of their colleagues, and that is the late Nimba County Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson. So let me bring on Sylvester Choloplay, who's giving us another angle of the grounds of the Capitol. Well, all of this started 53 days ago, because today is the 54th day, on the 17th of October 2024, when lawmakers read a resolution that was apparently signed by 49 members there, calling for the ousting and removal of embattled Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kofa. He was out of the country by then, with President Joseph Yuma Bwaka on a tour of Italy and then the Vatican as well. Speaker Kofa returned to the country, held an interview on the Spoon Network where he said he wouldn't have traded that visit to the Holy Land for returning to Liberia, even after an attempted coup plot to oust him from the speakership. It's been 53 long days. There's been twists, there's been turns, there's been drama, there's been preaching, there's been sermons, there's been the parking of vehicles in different spaces. There's been accusation from both ends. We did see an accusation prior to the Supreme Court rendering its opinion, the full bench, that the Supreme Court had been induced with money. Well, the ruling of the Supreme Court was left to so much interpretation. This is where we are 54 days down the line. Speaker Kofa has retained that resignation is not an option. If they want to get rid of him as Speaker of the 55th legislature, then the self-styled Majority Black should have 49 signatures to get him out. We've seen the executive submit the fiscal year budget 2025 to the chief clerk through the deputy to the legislature, that is the House of Representatives. We've now seen budget hearings ongoing, which began on yesterday with an opening ceremony that was presided over by the majority blacks imposed Speaker Richard Nangbe Kun of District Number 11, Montserrat County. Sylvester Cholope, your angle where you are, bring us up to speed. What have you been noticing, or what have you been observing so far?
So thank you so much, Damon. So we are posted outside of the Capitol building now, as you can see here. This is
Why you intend to what did you achieve?
There were communications. One was from one of our the Liberia National Police, the Ministry of Transport, the Fire Service, regarding the use of the purchasing of the fire extinguisher from a particular vendor. And that was brought to our attention in the attention of many of us. And it was sent to the committee room. We hope that the committee can report within the time frame of 2 weeks given to them. Another issue was the chief clerk, as you are aware, she's now well, to send another to her chief of office staff. And besides, we received a communication addressed to the Speaker, Richard Nangbe Kun, from Liz, Director Julius City, informing the Liberian House of Representatives that they have received $4 million United States dollars against the initial $10 million that was budgeted for legislative project. But because of the recast, it was reduced to $4 million. The $4 million was in his custody or possession, and as an entity, she was asking the Speaker to inform police in section to ensure that they resubmit their projects in conformity with the amount that is on hand. Initially, it was projected that each lawmaker project would cost $100,000. So, like my situation, are designated of a clinic in my district. So it's been reduced now. I think we need to look into that direction, whether we will submit new project, whether we will ensure that the clinic construction continue. Perhaps maybe based on the BOQ and the assessment made, you can say, okay, this amount is available to place, it will start because next budget, which is 2025. I don't want to speak holistically, but I'm quite sure something will be placed there for said purpose for the project. Maybe we can continue from there as we move forward.
So do you think the budget will be passed
and
without...
Thereafter, we did an assessment of tour as we started yesterday with the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and other officials. We went at the Woolen Arrow Talbot chamber, that is the main chamber of the House of Representatives. It was inspected today, and I just received the contract from the contractor for the construction of the Woolen, for the renovation of the Woolen Arrow Talbot chamber. I'm going to peruse this contract, and based on what the terms and agreement of this contract, we can continue from there. Today, again, in section, I'm happy and say thank you to the Speaker. He was able to appoint a co-chair for Blue Water Administration in person of the energetic young man, Honorable Elizana Paul of the District Number 3. So it is my hope and prayer that Elizana Paul, the committee members that will be subsequently announced, we can all collectively work together for the success of the team and the Liberian people at large. Thereafter, again, the chairperson of modernization was also appointed in person of Madam Mary Johnson of Rangers County, and as I speak, the committee on the Ways, Means, and Finance and Budget, along with the public account audit and expenditure, currently conducting the budget hearing. I left there. I saw the LRA representation team and other entities. I may not be exactly to know the names of those entities that have come in to the budget hearing, but we are getting good numbers of the invitees, and the budget hearing is currently ongoing.
Okay, so do you think the budget will be passed without the consent of the minority bloc, this budget?
Are the minority bloc raising issue on the budget passage? Are they?
Yeah, they seem
Which
to
of
be
them?
raising issues
Which
on
of them
it
raised the issue in what instance?
because they are saying that you
Hello?
people are.
Hello? Oh, which of them raised the issue in what instance is the issue being raised?
They are saying that you people are sitting illegally.
They are saying?
Yeah.
You said who's saying?
The minority black, members of the minority
Thank you.
black.
You said they, right? Yeah. There's one margins in politics and law I want to bring to your attention. The minority will have their say. The majority has their word.
So how many sessions?
So, are you a journalist?
Yes.
Which entity are you from?
I'm not a
Just continue, sir. No, it's healthy now. It's healthy now.
Thank you very much. Honorable Colette.
All right, so the interview here was disrupted by some unknown folks. So Honorable Colette just walk away. So Damon, you hear me? Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear, Gerasi. We listened in as he did a recap of the activities today in session. We want to leave it there for a minute. But let's connect with Sylvester Cholople, who's still covering the main entry to the grounds of the Capitol. Sylvester, are you there?
Yes, I'm fine. So Diamond, I just wanted to see outside the Capitol building how it is. So just to take you around, so we all can see outside the Capitol building how does it look like. So yes, that's all I want us to see, Diamond. I'm sure you are seeing the atmosphere outside the Capitol building. So we are just leaving from the main entries of the Capitol building, the one that opposite the executive mansion, and then we take you around. So as we go on, we see officers of the Liberia National Police posted every main point of the Capitol Hill, not just the Capitol building, but Capitol Hill. You know, the Capitol Hill is rich with government facilities, government buildings or offices. On Capitol Hill, you have I can say all of the three branches of the Liberian government representatives. You have the executive, you have the judiciary, you have, of course, the legislature. So yes, we are outside the Capitol building. As you can see, the place is peaceful. It's very calm. All the way there, I'm seeing a group of officers from the Liberia National Police. This is one of the main entries whenever you are making your way to the executive mansion. And this is also right opposite the University of Liberia, a main campus here on Capitol Hill. So yes, Diamond, I'm just doing a little 360 of the Capitol building so we all can see how this place looks like. All right, it is true that committee budget hearing is ongoing. Earlier on, we saw members from the Ministry of Finance to continue their budget hearing. So they were received by the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Fala, and Majority Bloc Speaker, Honorable Rachel Kuhn. And at that moment, the Deputy Speaker departed the Capitol Hill. So yes, that much you can see pedestrians are all over, people are selling, doing their normal thing, and that's just it. We trying to do 360. If I can be lucky to just talk to any of them, can I do?
Yeah, we'll get back to you. Just keep the visuals coming in. Let's join the session of embattled Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kofa, where we have Chokon Flama covering that for us. So let's bring the images in right now with Chokon Flama covering for us. Chokon, the executive meeting done with, and now they're conveying. Chokon, can you hear us? for the sound. The main speaker House of Representatives, West Oklahoma, is our man there covering for us. Sokon is there. We're not getting audio coordination from Sokon, but we can see that once he pans to the left, it seems want to see whether it's the speaker, the embattled speaker, Jonathan Kumachikufa, who's sitting there flanked by the person looking like Representative Tar Wongwe of Nimba County. So Chopin is going to sort out his camera and his audio for us to bring you unfoldings from the chamber. Okay, that is the speaker, embattled speaker, Jonathan Kumachikufa, flanked by Tar Wongwe of Nimba County. How are you?
Thank you for rejoining us, Damo, and the rest of the team. We are here in the main chambers of the House of Representatives, where embattled Speaker J.F. Kufa is expected to hold session. But what are the lawmakers here? We meet the required number needed to have quorum to conduct regular activities for the House of Representatives. Don't know. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Hair count has shown that there are 19 representatives, including battles.
I honor this and the announcement. The date is set for the first hour, the first session of the Honorable Now, this session we have a call to order, we have a civil.
Session call to order. So they are using one gavel, the other gavel is taken away.
Today, Tuesday session, the 10th day of December 2024. Our prayer readers will come from the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12, verses 38 and 39. And we read, 38. All of these men were of war, joined together in battle line. The king, with a complete heart to humble, to make David king over all Israel. And also all the rest of the Israel were united. He wanted to make David king. Verse 39. And they remained there with David for 3 days, eating, drinking, for their brethren had made preparation for them. Chronicles 12:18. Then the Spirit came upon Amos, the head of the 30. We are yours, O David. We are with you, O son of Jesse. Peace. Peace be yours, and peace to the one who helping you. For your God is helping you. So David received them and appointed them among the heads of the troop. Honorable Speaker, co-presiding good representative of the 15 counties of Liberia, present in this session. From the three voices just read, we have a common theme: unity. Unity cannot take place when we are in divided. The two met David and all agreed with one mind and united heart, loyal heart. Are you have one mind? We are seeing the sun. Remain where you are. To this point, we say united. It is the only way you can build unity. In the absence of unity, honorable speaker, you can't make it. One mind. One mind. And you will have the one mind with complete heart. Your heart cannot be divided. You say, I'm for you, John Brown. If you are for John Brown, don't be for John Brown because of the Lord. Because of the Lord. God bless you for how far you are gone. And I know the battle will be over sometime. In Jesus Christ's name. Let us pray. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. Who say yes or no, let's say no. Look at Liberia as long as Liberia I will have greater problem. But we can't go nowhere else but we'll come to you. Look at where there one more chance. Bless this session. And do our hands with a leader. Give them one mind, one understanding, and one desire. Never give up in life. We want peace in Liberia. It's too much now. It's too much. Peace is the only way we can build Liberia. Bless this session and save the spirit of Liberia. In Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Roll call. The prayer has been done and we move forward to
Roll call of the honorable members of the House of 55th Legislature of Republic of Liberia. Honorable Councillor J. Flanty Kofa, Speaker. Honorable Thomas P. Fala, Deputy Speaker. Monserrado. Honorable Yatu Rugi Barry. Present. Honorable Sekou S. Kanen. Honorable Sumo Kali Molba. Honorable Marco M. Thomas. Honorable Priscilla A. Cooper. Present. Honorable Samuel Ara Indas.
Present.
Honorable Emmanuel Zhang. Honorable Prince A. Tor. Honorable Frank Safoko.
Present.
Honorable Yeke Wa Koluba. Honorable Richard Korn. Honorable Jereke Yobasian. Honorable Edward Flomo. Honorable Muka Kekula Kamara. Honorable Abu Bana Kamara. Honorable Dixon W. Sibo. Honorable Benna Blue Benson, Grand Bassa County. Honorable Isaac G. Bunny. Honorable Clarence C. Banks. Honorable Matthew Joe. Honorable Alfred H. Flomo. Honorable Thomas A. Botswa II, Sando County. Honorable Thomas Romeo Quia. Honorable Samuel G. Weir. Honorable Alex X. Noah. Maryland County. Honorable P. McJure. Honorable Anthony F. Williams. Honorable Bleedy Taylor. Grand Cape Mount County. Honorable Bindu Masale. Honorable Mohammed Dossier. Honorable Bessel Sonny Fieka. Bong County. Honorable Prince K. Konia. Honorable James M. Colette. Honorable Josiah Marvin Cole. Honorable Robert Flomo Wongbe. Honorable Eugene J. M. Colley. Honorable Murma Breeze Mensa. Honorable Forde F. Famole, Lofa County, Honorable Julie Fatoma Wie, Honorable Momo Siafake Poto, Honorable Gizi K. Collins, Honorable Augustine B. Chenoweth, Nimba County, Honorable Samuel N. Brown Sr., Honorable Yan G. Flomo, Honorable Yeka E. Gay, Honorable Ernest M. Menza Sr., Honorable Samuel G. Koga, Honorable Dogran T. Glegia, Honorable Musa Hassan Belete, Honorable Sei M. Mene, Honorable Tazer Wumwe, Honorable Grand Gila County, Honorable Jeremiah Pablo Sokan Sr., Honorable Mary G. Johnson, Honorable Jacob Jetubi, Debbie II, Bomi County, Honorable J. Obidani, Honorable Manen Bishop Johnson, Honorable Samuel Sam P. Jala, Mangibi County, Honorable Roland Opie Cooper, Honorable Ava Kokolo Jones, Honorable Ellen Amaka Atore, Honorable Emmanuel Ya, Honorable Clarence God, Riverside County, Honorable Alex J. Green, Honorable Steve Tikwa, Grand Crew County, Honorable Nathaniel N. Bowers Sr., River G County, Honorable Alexander Pearl, Honorable Isaac Beach Lope War, Honorable Johnson S. N. Williams Sr., Bapolu County, Honorable Dina A. Noma, Honorable Luther S. Collins, Honorable Mustafa Wareti, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding, and members of the Honorable House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature, Republic of Liberia. This is the roll call. 23 members present. 43 absent. 43 absent.
Trying to do.
With 25 members present, we do not have quorum to do business, and since we are in the middle of something that everybody tries to understand the rules of the House, for the purposes of the press, my colleagues will give me a brief moment to explain what's going on. We're very open and transparent. In the ultra-virus meeting that was held this morning, there were 28 members. It's sufficient to have a quorum. We're up to 40 are counting absent members. We are not going to do that. Because we are in a crisis, we are going to count those who are physically present, because it is obvious that some people who are not present have made a different choice. Because of that, I'm going to waive the compulsion of the absent members. As the Supreme Court said, we do not have the statutory infrastructure to force them to attend, and therefore, because of that, we are going to call.
So we call for adjournment of the section, and then Honorable Speaker, Honorable Spoon, are you disappointed of what you see for your colleagues?
What do you mean disappointed of what?
For what you see in the way, no,
True, we are not seeing her face.
from what you were seeing today and yesterday and all of that, are you disappointed? Are you afraid that this country might head somewhere else?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Chokon, we are not getting his face.
But I think we are all to abide by the rule of law. The Supreme Court ruling in our minds was clear.
Did you have meeting with the president?
Yes, I have meeting with the president.
What did he say?
No comment on that.
So, thank you. We are still here. They are calling for executive meeting. Calling for another executive meeting. Another executive meeting, and we don't know what the meeting is about. So, welcome. This is Spoon. My name is Trokon Floma. We are here at the section being held by the Battle Speaker of the House of Representatives, J. Fonate Kufa.
Trokon, can you hear me, sir?
Joined the session
He's
due
not
to
hearing.
lack of quorum on today. So the 25 members from the side of the speaker present said he could not count those lawmakers who were absent from his side because he doesn't know, maybe they have made a choice, so he did not include them. They did not count them as absentee lawmakers. Absolutely, those who were present were counted. Those were the people that were considered into this session. Dama, are you there?
Yeah, Trokon, we hearing you loud and clear. You asked the speaker as to whether or not he had a meeting with President Bwakai. Did he confirm having a meeting with President Bwakai on yesterday? And did I hear him say that he cannot comment on the content or context of the meeting?
Dama, I'm not getting you. I don't know the question you're asking.
Yeah, if my question is, we heard you question Speaker Kofa as to whether or not he had a meeting with President Bwakai on yesterday. Okay, we've lost Trokon again. The internet is not at its best. But James, I thought I heard the embattled speaker confirm a meeting with the president, but declined on what the crux of that meeting was.
He did not speak on the meeting really. He said he cannot comment on that, but he only confirmed that yes, there was a meeting.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to confirm. I did hear him say yes, there was a meeting, but I cannot talk about what the context or what the conversation was in that meeting, because there are speculations all about that the president had asked the speaker to resign. We're hearing stories from different angles. There are those who are saying that the president didn't ask the speaker to resign. The speaker pleaded with the president to intervene for a peaceful exit, to have those of his members or those who are staunch supporters of his that were expelled, either expelled or punished or suspended, or disciplinary actions were taken against, to be readmitted. The speaker asked Mr. Yomli Kanga Lawrence, the pro tem, the vice president, minister of state, and the minister of justice, to intervene. And there were 3 meetings that were called, according to sources. 3 meetings that were called. The vice president chaired 2 of the meetings. Representative Musa Hassan Bility and Speaker Kofa represented his bloc, and Samuel Koga and Richard Kuhn represented their bloc, and the majority bloc, we've been told, declined all of the speaker's request for a peaceful exit, that his members should be reinstated, and the rest. But these are coming from both sides of the aisle. What we can confirm is there were meetings.
Yes, there was meeting, but in Liberia, one thing you cannot play with has to do with speculation. Basically, people who attend these meetings will give you all of the duties,
and tell you to speculate. I am a beneficiary of that, right? Like officials in government and out of government will call and give you the exact information, but it will tell you to speculate. That's the best way they can do it, because they don't want to be the one to tell you, go and say, I told you. So what they do, they call you and tell you, hey, bro, this is what happened, but don't give the exact information, mess it up as a speculation. Like most of the information I give, that's how I get it. People will call and tell you the exact information, when it's going to happen, how it is going to happen, who are those that will be affected, and then tell you, speculate. So don't deny what you're hearing. It's possible that is what happened, and it's also possible it did not happen.
That is why the speaker was asked that question to confirm or deny whether there were meetings held, and he did confirm that yes, there was a meeting held with the president. But as to the context of that meeting, the contents, what they discussed, he's not giving us that particular information. It's privileged information, but we'll be watching out. We'll be reaching out to our sources. But there's been claims and counterclaims as to whether or not the president asked the speaker to resign. And those who are supporters of the speaker, the embattled speaker, are saying that the president asked him to resign. And those who are supporters of President Bouakai are saying no, he didn't ask the speaker to resign. Is different from what it is. But what we can meet on in the middle ground is
there was a meeting.
There was a meeting.
But wait, his supporters are saying the president asked him to resign, or what? I'm like,
that's what we've been hearing from supporters of the embattled speaker. Many of them are alluding to the fact that that meeting held with the president asked the speaker to resign, whether through a phone call or after the meeting. But those who are supporting the president are saying that the president only called the embattled speaker to let him know that all of his requests he put forth for the majority black to honor, they've refused, to honor those requests. That is, reinstating some of his members who were expelled and taken off committees, and other requests that he put forth, that the majority black vehemently said no to these requests, that he should resign and start making demands. So this is where we are in the middle of where all of this is the 54th day of all this drama of Capitol Hill.
It's getting interesting, right? Damo, I was not listening first. I had a problem with my Me device. Can you tell me how many representatives were present in the speaker's chamber?
I heard 23.
Are you serious?
That's what I heard, 23. And then when the speaker was making a statement, he said 25. But then he said that he cannot account for those who are absent because they're in a serious political crisis, and he cannot, check them as part of his block, because they might just be switching sides and the rest. So because people can switch at any time, so he's not marking or counting those who are absent, unlike the ultra various session that was held by the majority, where they counted those who were absent and all of that. He's a man of law. He will follow the law, and he will only account for those who are present physically and answered to their names. That is what exactly.
The majority block, there were how many?
They did say 41 or 42.
But in present?
Well, again, we didn't do a physical head count. From their stenographer said there were 42 or 41, one of the two. But again, this is a numbers game, and the speaker has said that they didn't reach 42. He said the majority black, they were far lesser than the number that was given today. He said they were 28.
But I think you thought I won.
Well, the speaker said he's a man of the embattled speaker said he's a man of laws. He's not going to do what the majority black keeps doing, inflating their numbers and making it look like they have the numbers to conduct business. But let's get into where we did see Amos Twe, the managing director of the Liberian Petroleum Refining Corporation, the LPRC, go into the budget hearing. Let Nelson bring us up to speed with the latest arrivals there on Capitol Hill. Nelson?
No. Yeah, so Diamond, can you hear me?
Loud and
Yes.
clear, Nelson. Arrivals there on the grounds of the Capitol.
You asking as to whether there has been new arrivals on the ground of the Capitol?
Exactly. We did see the managing director of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Corporation, the LPRC, Amos Twere, arrived there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. He arrived here some minutes ago, heavily guarded by officers of the Liberia National Police. But he also came in with his own security details at the head of the LPRC from his entity, and he was being escorted in there where the hearing is ongoing. So yes, I can confirm that the LPRC managing director was here just a while ago, and he's actually in there. Yeah.
Did you have the opportunity to question his appearance on the grounds of the Capitol? What was his purpose, or that wasn't done?
No, it wasn't done because of the security presence and the pace at which they were trying to get him in there. Because Diamond, though the atmosphere here is a bit calm, but even the security here is being very careful as to how they get those officials going in there. Perhaps maybe some security information or whatever, but all of the officials that have come here, it's been very difficult to engage with them because they've been heavily guarded and swiftly escorted into the hearing here.
Okay, so he was swiftly, whisked into the hearing there. We did see coverage of him making his way. We didn't get to see where he ended up entering, but it's being speculated that the LPRC managing director is there for the budget hearing. The LPRC is slated to appear on today for budget hearing. So we'll keep our ears down, we'll keep our cameras focused and our microphones pointed to give you all of the real-time information. But thank you, Nelson, and we'll keep connected with you. Any other updates you want to give us there from outside the grounds of the Capitol?
Nothing new. Everything is still calm. Now, aside from what we saw in time past, in the case where when the majority black, conclude their session, they will all leave together. Some of the lawmakers are still here. I just saw out here Representative Fode Famole, who happens to be the spokesperson. Okay, I see he's still out here. In fact, having some engagement with a few folks. And so some of the lawmakers are still here. We only saw the departure of the Speaker of the majority black, Richard Nangwe Coon, and then following that, and the Deputy Speaker as well. Now, aside from that, you still have other folks here, other lawmakers here, especially those who are connected, with this hearing that's ongoing. I want to see if we can have a word with the family, and let's see if we can do that, Diamond, because I see it's out here. On the family, welcome to Spoon TV. Thank you. Today, I see you out here. Today, you had one of the shortest sessions at the level of the majority black. How many were you in session today?
We were 48. We had one in the United States, and the other two.
Nelson, he's really low. You want to change your audio?
You are aware that on a Wednesday we went out for some reason. Two of our other colleagues, one is in the United States, that has to do with his district factor.
Okay.
And you have 40 people in seconds.
Okay.
So there was an established quorum. The business of the Liberian people are going to carry up. The reason why the session was called short was that you have pointed one of our colleagues, including me, that seated in the conference room conducting budget hearing on the revenue portion of the budget.
Now, in the midst of everything that's happening, there are concerns. The resolution saw 51 signatures, and that then saw the removal
Councillor Kofa are speaking of from your end. Do you still have the numbers? Do you still have the
They 51 were on the basis of the resolution. There were 51 people who signed the resolution to remove Councillor Kofa. That argument was presented to the Supreme Court, and they did not question it. And it was on that basis that the speaker was removed. So the next issue here is that there was an election, and if you observe the session today, Speaker Kuhn presided over section along with the Deputy Speaker, and session was called, the Liberian People Business was then discussed. As I speak to you, the Chairman on Revenue is conducting the revenue hearing in the conference room there.
No, I mean, there were expectation that the grounds would have been very chaotic today. Security presence was very huge here. But then we still have the entire week to go. We still have Thursday and maybe up to next week. What can you say in terms of security? Did it come as a surprise today that things went on as normal as you saw it?
What has happened in this compound is that, one, it is the Fonanti bloc who are showing that they are lawless. They have proven that time with bad numbers. They did that on the 17th of November, and they continue in subsequent time. The essence of their actions has always been to disturb and misbehave at the capital. You saw that. I remember you have seen some of them in militant brigadier. Carrying out my hand against their colleague, insulting their colleague, busting those, laying those. It's something that we are aware of their actions. So today, we came prepared to come and do the Liberian people work, and we're going to continue in that posture and remain very lawful, as we have always said that in as much as we are out here protecting the law, in showing that we are working in keeping the law, there's no reason to violate the law. We should always be in conformity with the law. So we should come, conduct ourselves peacefully, and go back to our different homes.
We did see one of your colleagues coming in with him. He had Representative James Colette of Bone County, had his own helmet, all of that. Why didn't you come with a helmet?
No, I did not see him, so I cannot respond to that. But you observe, I came driving myself in the compound, so I've never had any fear. I'm aware that this is where I come to work, and I'm here doing the Liberian people work.
How soon do you think this saga is going to come to an end?
I think politically it is over. Because in this process, the number speaks. And if you observe, the former speaker tried to convince some of his colleagues to see whether they could have done the Liberian people work today. And you observe they were not even more than 23. So it tells you that they are getting very frustrated. And like I said to you, 5 of those same guys told us that they were coming, they were not going to attend his session. And today you observe not less than 6 did not attend the session. So that, yeah, five of them, they told me personally, we have conversation. They are our colleagues, we communicate. They said they were not going to go to session.
Is that an indication that you are about to get five?
No, the issue is that they have seen the right thing, they have observed, they have read the ruling of the Supreme Court, and they are convinced of what we are doing to be legal. So, between you and I think the best thing to do is to continue working for the Liberian people as we have always done.
Now, you spoke of your numbers. You were
41. And you had 2 wounded out of the country. He asked for an excuse. Honorable Photo Kondofa is also out of the country. So you have 2 of that.
I think Nelson is breaking in now.
You know, the essence of meeting in legislative politics is a normal thing. And as the head of state, he has a responsibility to be able to advise when he believes things are going off hand. And moreover, Moreover, this is a country that the president serves as the head of state. And if there are issues, I see no reason why he cannot invite the parties to understand what is unfolding.
So it means
for
that you had a
himself.
meeting with the president.
So I have not had a personal meeting with the president. I think the majority black has an official position. Now they are not acting as majority black. They are acting in section. So it's no longer the majority black. When we are outside, in the context of political association, we are considered as majority black. But when we are in section, it's something separate.
Okay, so can we say the legislature or the House of Representatives?
The House of Representatives
had a meeting with the president.
Had a meeting. I was not part of the meeting. I've heard of the said meeting. I think it is not wrong if it ever went on, and we can continue in that format. There's nothing wrong about it.
You can confirm that there was a meeting with the president. The House of
I said I was not part of a meeting. I heard about the said meeting.
Okay.
So you want for me to confirm the meeting that I was not part of? Okay. You want for me to confirm a meeting that I did not attend? I had no notice to attend. So the reality is that, yes, we had a section today, which we are aware of. Number. There's not a single number that has been reduced. What we've been able to establish at this level is that, hey, you have few colleagues of ours who are consistently misbehave, put in place attitudes that are not honorable. This should be a starting place of intellectual.
Since this saga started, how many meetings have the House of Representatives had with the president? And when was the last one?
I've not had any formal meeting with the president in recent time. The last time I ever had a meeting with the president was about my district. And there has not been any point in time where I had any other meeting with the president. So, but the reality is that this is an internal legislative process, regular process. You have observed it. You saw you observed in Ghana, and there was similar issues. You observed in the United States. The issues of majority taking decisions in the legislature because decisions are made on the basis of majority position.
Okay. All right, Nelson, thank you so much. We want to leave you right there with Representative for the family of Bond County.
One of the reasons why they sent it, one of the reasons why the Senate has consistently had section is all because, one, the House has had quorum. If there was no quorum, there's no reason why they should sit. To the extent where the Senate has passed a bill. The Senate passed a bill, they communicated that bill to the lower house. So, if the law says, Article 40 says, neither house shall adjourn without the consent of the other for more than 5 days. In as much as they are convinced that we are in session, it is because of that the Senate has been in session for over a month. So there's no reason to argue. We are established a quorum legally. This branch of government has never been shut down.
Are you confirming that the Senate communicated a bill to you?
To us.
When was
the bill that was passed that had to do with port autonomy. Okay. The autonomy of the Bureau of Ports was then passed in the Senate and was communicated with the House. And let me say this to you. The law says neither house shall adjourn for more than 5 days. Article 40. If the Senate was aware that there was not a quorum in the lower house, that would have implied that the Senate will shut down. But the Senate has been operational for the past month.
But are you aware that the Senate's leadership had a meeting? They had a leadership meeting.
You don't speak personal. In the context of law, there's no issue of personal view. You should always be willing to preach what the law says. Yeah. The law says neither house should adjourn for more than 5 days.
But
the law says
they will not do business with the lower house until the saga can be addressed.
No, they said the issue was it was a covert meeting with leaders of the Senate. As covert meeting. There's no record to that meeting. There's no section in the Senate where there are recordings. I said covert meeting. That was assumed. But listen to what I want to say.
Okay.
That was assumed or leaked out through other means and other process things about it. The issue was that how do we work with the legislature in section when there is a pending case before the Supreme Court? And the argument was that we need to wait for the Supreme Court to rule. And it is because of that, they had like a week window and you observe the ruling, the ruling not more than a week time. Within a week, the Supreme Court ruled, and in keeping with the ruling, in keeping with Article 33 that speak of quorum, and the Supreme Court positions of ensuring that you can have a clear quorum that is in conformity with Article 33, and in the absence of a speaker, where the presiding is the deputy speaker, it is enshrined in the ruling of the Supreme Court. Moreover, as a speaker, there's no absence of a speaker. There's a speaker, and the speaker is Bridget Kuhn.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
So there's no absence.
I think a whole lot.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate talking to Spoon. We know Spoon has done a lot of good job. It's just unfortunate yesterday the situation where one of our colleagues was very annoyed. He went after some of your reporters.
So you condemn that action?
I condemn it strongly. We should be more intellectual. This is an intellectual environment where ideas should survive.
Thank you, sir.
It's not on the basis of the muscles that you carry. If it was all about muscles, we could not be here. It means when we come in the fence, we'll start doing weightlifting because you need to be strong to survive. And no, it's on the basis of your intellectual powers.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Oh, you are always welcome.
Well, folks, so Diamond, student, if you're there, you just listen to that brief interview with Representative Fode Famole, highlighting some of the happenings here today. 41 persons in session today, that's according to him. And he has confirmed that the Senate is doing business with them. He made mention of the autonomous bill for the ports that went to the majority block of the House of Representatives. And he also spoke of how much of a coordination that's ongoing between the House of Representatives and the Senate. And he's saying that it is in fact because of them that the Senate is still in session. He didn't confirm or deny a recent meeting with the president. What he did say is that the House of Representatives, not specifically a majority or a minority bloc, have had meetings with the president, but and that's a regular thing, but he as an individual wasn't a part of any of those meetings. And so he thinks that yes, meetings have been held and it's a normal thing for those kinds of activities to go on. He also went on to condemn the attack on Spoon TV's own Sylvester Cholope by one of his colleagues, Representative Daisy Wulawi Sibo of District 16, Montserrat County.
Thank you, Nelson Collet.
Thank you so much.
Of Representative Fode Famole. But anyway, Nelson, thank you so much for that interview. James, we're about to wrap up. I wanted Trokon, Haji, and Cholople to join the broadcast so that we wrap up giving current scenes of the grounds of the Capitol. But yes, the majority bloc with its imposed speaker, Richard Nangbe Kuhn, did have session today. According to the spokesperson of the majority bloc, there were 41 in number with 2 absentees. Well, Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kofa, the embattled Speaker of the 55th legislature, also did convey a session today, but they were unable to have reached quorum. They didn't meet quorum. They were 23, but the Speaker did say there were 25, and he could not account for those who were absent for reasons known as political reasons. According to the Speaker, they are in a political battle. He cannot tell whether those absent members are still on his side or they've switched sides as well. By virtue of the fact that they were not present, he could not count them. The Speaker did throw a jab at the majority bloc. He said he is now lawless like the majority bloc that would now reach the number. They will not have quorum, but will conduct business. So Speaker Kofa making those remarks. When questioned by Chokon Flummer of a meeting with President Bwaka, he confirmed a meeting, but could not tell us the details of that particular meeting. We did see the managing director of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Corporation, the LPRC, Amos Tue, arrive on the grounds of the Capitol today, according to the itinerary that was released by the majority bloc through the House's Department of Communications. We have the LPRC the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA, the Forestry Development Authority, the FDA, and the Liberia Petroleum
Damo,
Regulatory.
this is Strogon. Are you there?
Yeah, Trocon, we here. Where are you? We getting your audio,
but we can see you.
We can see you. You in ghost mode.
You were not getting the audio from the session of the deputy of the Imbato speaker.
No, sir. We have your current audio where you are right now. We have the audio, but we're not seeing the images. What happening? You in ghost
I
mode?
think he's with Nelson.
No, man.
Oh, so you're standing near Nelson.
Nelson standing near me.
Who else was standing near that? Talking about the meeting. One could say. Okay. What Nelson standing near you, or you standing near Nelson? You're standing beside each other, right?
Exactly.
Thank you. All right, so bring us the late. Just give us a recap of the speaker's session, though he was unable to meet quorum. But tell us what unfolded.
Thank you so much for rejoining us from the grounds of the Capitol building. Imbato Speaker J. Fonante Kofa held a session. They are currently in executive session or meeting. He held a session, but could not pull the number to meet quorum. So for him to allow him conduct regular activities of the House of Representatives. There were 25 lawmakers, including the Imbato Speaker J. Fonante Kofa, who were in session. He said that he will not include absentee lawmakers, those who are absent from session. He will not include them moving forward because he doesn't know whether they might have gone to make a choice on the other side. He saw surprisingly the other day when Representative Bernard Benson or DJ Blue, flipped on the other side. So the speaker decided that moving forward, he will not be counting those who are absent from session, whether they are supporting him or they are with him. The 30 lawmakers, he will not be counting them. Those who will be with him at the time of the session, those are the people you will be counting, hair counting. So aside from that, they are still in another executive meeting. They are hanging head. We try to talk to the speaker, the Imbato Speaker J. Fonante Kofa. When I tried to talk to him, he said that he's disappointed. He expressed a disappointment for the form and manner in which the majority bloc are conducting themselves. He declined on commenting on the meeting with the president. He confirmed that he did meet with the president. But Diamond, James, and the rest of the team, what were discussed in the meeting, the Imbato Speaker J. Fonante Kofa declined from speaking to the press on the matter. And he concluded that there is an executive meeting that they are currently attending, and after that meeting, maybe there will be a press conference to decide the next, course of action. But some of those lawmakers who are supporting him, they are reiterated, they are emphasized and re-emphasized that the Imbato Speaker J. Fonante Kofa will not move an inch from the seat of the speakership. He will not resign. Resignation, it is not in their connotation, their denotation, their dictionary. He will not step aside. He will not move, in fact, remove a vehicle from the spot. A vehicle is still parked in a spot given for the speaker vehicle to be parked. His motorcade, you can see it in the video ahead.
All right. So the speaker met with his supporters, those representatives who support the speaker, but they couldn't have a session because they didn't meet quorum, right?
Exactly.
They failed to reach quorum. So they met, but they didn't have a session because session is when you have at least 37 and above, right?
Exactly, Damo.
The speaker, in a way, when he mentioned the fact that he cannot account and mark those absent members because they're in a political situation that lawmakers can flip and change sides, was he alluding to the fact that DJ Blue or Representative Bernard Blue show him pepper? So from going forward, you have to.
He did not comment. He did not comment on. He did not comment on that. But it's a lesson learned. According to him, currently they are in crisis, and those lawmakers who will stay away, he doesn't know. Maybe they might make a choice behind him, so he cannot count them. Those who he can come, that those who will be right before him, even at various meetings, in at various conferences, that those lawmakers he will count, not those who, though you support him, but if you are absent, you are absent.
Absent means absent.
Chukon, are you hearing me?
Yes, James.
So, Chukon, you were in session. We listened to the speaker talking about 25, but you were present in session. Those who answered to their names, they were how many?
The speaker said 25, and those who answered were 25. They were 25 in session. I did my personal head count. There were outcries from the other lawmakers that they should include those other people who were not there, the other lawmakers who were not in session. The representative Abu Bana Kamara, Representative Papi Flomo, and all those people, they were not in session with the speaker. So there were public outcry among them that they should include them, and the speaker objected to that. The embattled speaker said, no, once they are not here, they are not here. We will not count those absentee lawmakers. If you are absent because they are in a very political tense situation right now. Maybe you might be counting one of those lawmakers, and surprisingly, the lawmaker might be sitting to the other side. So he said he cannot count them.
So is that a sound that most of the guys who were with the speaker, because the last time the speaker met with his guys, they were 28. Is it a sound that we are seeing some of the guys crossing over to the quote-unquote majority bloc?
Oh, we don't know yet. We just saw Representative Flomo of this detective. Welcome. You are just arriving here. Yeah, your colleagues have been looking for you. Yeah, I have the point. I just came back. Okay, welcome. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Representative Flomo said he just returned to the country and we'll get back. So there you have it. The speaker, they are still in their meeting, their executive meeting. So we will be waiting around to see what will happen, the outcome of that meeting.
All right, Chokon.
All right, Chokon. Thank you.
Thank you, Chokon. Thank you, James. Thank you to the entire team out there making sure we can bring our people real-time information as what's unfolding there on the grounds of the capital. This broadcast has been relayed and is being relayed across the country on various community radio stations. Liberians, all walks of the country, the 15 counties are equally vested in what's unfolding there at the capital. Well, we're about to draw down the curtains on today's edition of Chaotic Capital. Another episode there happening up on Capitol Hill. Well, there's been talks, speculations, and the rest, but Speaker Jonathan Fanati Kofa, the embattled Speaker of the 55th Legislature, has said resignation is not an option in a battle where we've seen scenes of different preaching. Today, you listen to the preaching from the pastor there in the when the speaker attempted conveying a session which was unsuccessful. You know, they have the reading of the scripture and the preaching as a key feature on the agenda. You know, another sermon again that was speaking to unity, speaking to being
majority block.
Yeah, you know, and the rest. That was for the minority. That was for the minority.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking to unity and all that. There's been interesting sermons delivered. We've seen representatives now coming to the grounds of the Capitol wearing bike helmets. But But when did we see a representative, helping the government, though the part of the government, to enforce their safety regulation, being a banner boy, a poster boy for wearing helmets and road safety campaigns? But when it comes to, protecting your head in these chaotic days on the Capitol, where objects might fly any moment, as to what we witnessed on yesterday, wearing a bike helmet to protect yourself is one of the least things that you can.
I think it's okay to always take preventive measures.
Yeah, but the man didn't wear the helmet through all the time. His time on the Capitol, though, only when he entered. He should have kept the helmet on throughout. You can tell.
Because they had a chaotic scene yesterday where we saw people bleeding. I think I saw a security officer bleeding on live camera, and I saw pictures of other people. So, bro, even if I were in that situation and I have the helmet, hey, it will go on my head. I will not waste time.
All right, Mr. Flo.
So, before we go, let me just tap in with this. The speaker is the embattled speaker is going through a lot, and I understand his pain, but he confirmed after the Supreme Court ruling that we are done with the justice system, and now it's time for the political part. And we are seeing the political component of this playing right now. So when I see people talking about, hey, respect the court order, do this, do that, I think from my own belief, I believe that both parties are going about what they believe is the respect of the rule of law, and they're just playing politics with each other. But at the end of the day, like we listened to Representative Marvin Cole the last time when he was threatening to carry on insurrection on Capitol Hill, saying, hey, the strong shall survive. At the end of the day, the strongest team would be the one to walk away as the victor of this battle, either the embattled speaker or the quote-unquote majority bloc speaker.
All right, are you James?
That was tough. You want
all right, this is how we brought on.
Wait, I want to ask. It was live during the interview. People listening.
Yeah, it was live. Yeah.
But why the embattled speaker asking for me? You're telling him that I'm in Europe. I'm not in Liberia.
My young man, pleasant afternoon to you.
I'm not in Liberia. I will call him. Someone send me a number. I'll call him and say, here is James.
Thank you so much for taking up your time to listen. We'll keep you informed as always. Our team will remain on Capitol Hill. Just in case there's any news worth breaking, we'll bring that to you. But this production, this is how we come to an end for today. My name is Diamond Slanger. On behalf of the entire team, have for yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, safety first. Even representatives, lawmakers now wearing motorbike helmets.
Wait, Diamond, before you go, which group there?
Safogo and boys. Yeah.
He's moving with energetic then.
That's Safogo and boys. That work I can be carrying. Yeah, that's Safogo and boys. Right on as well.
Oh, the men wear clothes. Worker.
Yeah, my man. See you, man. See
you, my man. See you.
All right, from one country that has got two persons claiming to be speakers, embattled speaker Jonathan Fnati Kufa and the majority black imposed speaker Richard Kuhn, and every other thing that is playing politically. This is how I love to bid you farewell finally from this particular edition of Chaotic Capital episode number. You can add a title to the number, and day is day number 54. All this began on the 17th of October 2024, and today is the 10th of December 2024. 54 days down, and this battle is still waging up on Capitol Hill. Budget hearing, was that the reason the speaker said he cannot account for those who are absent? There's speculation that if the budget plays in, people will be swayed to look the way for which the budget is being listened to, or you have the hearings. People want to be represented in many ways than one. Whether again that is going to be a dangling bait that will make others to sway away from the speaker. We're watching how this plays out. The country remains peaceful aside from what is happening up Capitol Hill. You saw around the Capitol people moving about their normal activities. The whole political thing is just being played, the whole physical altercation, all these things being played on the grounds of the Capitol, but outside, people going about their normal activities. But that shouldn't let you be fooled that Liberians are not yearning for all of this to come to an end. Well, 3 branches of government must function normally. We have 2 now, and 1 is still doing pokolo bakla. All right, James, bye-bye. There you see.
Thank you. Bye.
And the rest of the guys, usually they just took a minute to pass right for the camera. Have yourselves a wonderful afternoon, and bye.